Hi guys, it's Samuel Larsen here, and I want to talk about the business objectives of your website or e-commerce store. Now, obviously, if you're watching this channel, you will understand that your website has a concrete goal. So it exists to make you money. It's obvious. But this can still conclude like multiple goals. So it's not just about making money. You probably have other goals such as increase your email subscribers, etc. So that would be a secondary objective. Now, every objective can have multiple goals. So for example, let's say we're running an e-commerce store and we want to increase our revenue. So a couple goals to achieve that would be, let's first increase conversion rate, let's maybe increase average order value, and etc. So those would be more like specific strategies or kind of like specific KPIs that you can track to figure out whether this business objective is met. Now, most of the tracking that people do is kind of all over the place. It's very random and it's very ad hoc. So they actually don't know before the campaign whether they're going to use this metric or that. And if you don't know which metrics you are going to measure, then it's going to be really difficult for you to be objective about whether these campaigns have been a success or not. So I talk to business owners all the time that don't have any idea of what they actually want, for example, from their CRO. So if you actually are doing anything in your business at the moment and you don't know what would constitute a victory for you, then you're probably doing things very randomly. So what I would like you to do in the future is make sure that your goals are D.U.M.B. And D.U.M.B is an acronym for doable, understandable, manageable, and beneficial. So first of all, doable. Well, pretty much all kind of tracking, at least on a simple level, is doable. You just need Google Analytics. That's pretty much enough. You can, of course, want more complicated tracking, maybe include scroll depth, etc. there, but most of the tracking you want to do is rather simple. And the good news about using simple tracking is that that also means it's quite understandable. Of course, you probably wouldn't want to track things that you don't understand the meaning of it in the first place. But this doesn't mean that only you understand them. Maybe you work in a corporation where a lot of people need to understand this, or you have stakeholders, etc. So it needs to be understandable by everybody. Then you need to be able to manage these metrics. So if you move something on the site, this metric should also respond to that. If it doesn't respond to whatever you're doing, it's a bad metric. Or on the other hand, you might be doing completely wrong things. But really, then it means it's not beneficial. So if it's not understandable, if it doesn't move as you make changes, it's not useful. So just configure your web analytics tools in a way that you measure all of your goals with D.U.M.B KPIs. So you can have simple goals, but you absolutely need to measure your KPIs. And for goal tracking, I would recommend to just, in the beginning, just worry about maybe 2-3 goals, just to not get overwhelmed. So maybe you want to increase your revenue and you have a plan of increasing traffic. So your key KPI could be how many unique visitors have hit the page. That would be very simple KPI. Then a secondary KPI could be revenue. And that's pretty good already. Then you can judge your marketing success, whether you actually hit these KPIs and on a level that you hit them. So before you start the campaign, you would actually lay out, these are our targets on these two metrics. And once you have that, you always know whether it was successful and whether it wasn't. And then you will have a lot clearer of a picture where you're heading. So KPIs are just measures that help you understand how you are doing against your business objectives. And they're always going to depend a little bit. So I gave you an e-commerce example, but for many SaaS companies, software as a service, such as Salesforce or even Shopify or Spotify, they often measure revenue per user. And these matter and always adapt to your business. That's why also you can't just take Google Analytics off the box and expect it to work perfectly for you. You need to really go ahead and figure out what's the tool set that is perfect for your business specifically. But that's pretty much it. I would say two metrics that are universally good are bounce rate, because you can look at it page by page and it's always there. And then another thing very related to bounce rate are exits and exit rate. So these metrics help you identify the pages that people leave from, so that you can then go ahead and improve them. Now, with this, it's also very important to keep in mind and track how your funnel is performing overall. So you might want to also track funnel drop-offs. So let's say you have business objectives, you're guiding a lot of traffic to the e-commerce product page, then how many are dropping there, how many are actually dropping in the cart, how many add to cart, proceed to checkout, but drop in the checkout. So these are also important metrics to track, because it introduces knowledge that we can actually act on. So if your goals are truly dumb, so doable, understandable, manageable, and beneficial, not actually dumb, metrics always prove actionable insights. And you will be able to look at these metrics and ask, so what? And really, if you can't provide a good answer, it's not a good metric. So keep that in mind. And instead of looking at the average data, check out data per segments. Again, because this is more actionable, you will find a lot of interesting information as long as you have the patience and the time to dig in. And then you'll get the reports like revenue per visit segmented by traffic source, which is a really fun report, or visits to transaction, another really good one. Okay, that's it for this video. Make sure to subscribe for more amazing videos, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.